MuppetVision 3D is one of those rare theme park experiences that's just full of heart, chaos, and classic Jim Henson charm. For over 3 decades, it's been delighting guests with slapstick humor, fourth wall-breaking mayhem, and some of the most creative 4D effects ever squeezed into a theater. But now, after 34 years of wacky musical numbers and flying cream pies, MuppetVision 3D is officially closing its curtains for good on June 7th, 2025.
Before it's gone, let's take a look at how this chaotic masterpiece came to be, the story behind the theater, Disney's long and winding relationship with the Muppets, and why this show has remained a cult favorite for generations. MuppetVision 3D officially opened on May 16, 1991, at what was then called Disney MGM Studios, now Disney's Hollywood Studios. The date is especially meaningful because it marked exactly 1 year since the death of Jim Henson, the beloved creator of the Muppets and director of this show. It was his final major project and the last time he would perform as Kermit the Frog.
The show was filmed in early 1990 on Soundstage 3 at the Walt Disney Studios and was written by Bill Prady, who would later go on to co-create The Big Bang Theory. The production also marked one of the last performances from another Muppet legend, Richard Hunt.
Now, although Disney announced plans to purchase Jim Henson Productions in 1989, that deal ultimately fell through after Henson's passing. But a licensing agreement was reached so that Disney could still move forward with MuppetVision 3D as a theme park attraction. When it opened, it was officially titled Jim Henson's MuppetVision 3D, and it was unlike anything theme park guests had seen before. It was a mix of film, audio animatronics, live effects, smoke, bubbles, in-theater performers, you name it. It was so immersive and chaotic that some fans started calling it MuppetVision 4D.
A second version opened at Disney California Adventure in 2001, but closed permanently in 2014. Meanwhile, the Hollywood Studios version got a minor update in 2017 when the entrance was renamed the Grand Arts Theater, with a new marquee replacing the classic Kermit sign. Sadly, this was a sign of things to come. By late 2024, Disney announced that the entire Grand Avenue area, including MuppetVision 3D, would be closing to make way for a new land themed to Pixar's Monsters, Inc. The final performance of MuppetVision 3D will be on June 7th, 2025. And while Disney has said they're exploring ways to preserve the film and experience for fans, this will mark the end of its in-park run. As part of the preservation effort, Disney even filmed the show in May 2025 with cast members invited to be part of the audience.
Disney's connection with the Muppets has always been a bit complicated. Back in 1989, the Walt Disney Company and Jim Henson were in talks for a full acquisition. Disney was interested in using the Muppets across films, TV, and theme parks. But after Jim's unexpected death in 1990, the deal was canceled. Still, the two companies managed to collaborate on this attraction, keeping Henson's original vision alive. It wasn't until 2004 that Disney officially purchased the rights to the Muppets franchise, finally bringing the characters fully into the Disney family.
Even after the acquisition, though, the Muppets have had a somewhat inconsistent presence in the parks, appearing in everything from shows and restaurants to brief cameos and short-lived promotional stints. Despite this, MuppetVision 3D has been the longest-running and most prominent representation of the Muppets at Walt Disney World. The experience starts in the queue, which is packed with jokes, spoof movie posters, and absurd Muppet props. It feels like stepping into a backstage version of The Muppet Show. Guests then watch a chaotic and hilarious pre-show featuring Scooter, Fozzie Bear, Bean Bunny, and Gonzo trying to get everything ready for the main performance. Emphasis on trying.
Then, guests enter a nearly perfect recreation of the classic Muppet Theater. The main show is pure Muppet madness. Kermit the Frog takes you on a backstage tour of Muppet Studios, where things quickly spiral out of control. Dr. Bunsen Honeydew introduces his new 3D invention, Waldo C. Graphic, who immediately goes rogue and wreaks havoc throughout the film. The The show features on-screen musical numbers, in-theater effects like water sprays and bubbles, and live animatronic characters like Statler and Waldorf heckling from their balcony. There's even a full-bodied Sweetums Muppet who appears in the audience, interacting with guests in real time.
From a 3D flower-wielding Fozzie Bear to Miss Piggy's bubble-filled solo to a literal explosion at the end, MuppetVision 3D is peak Muppet energy. It blends physical comedy, tech innovation, and heartfelt tribute in a way that no other theme park show really has. The closing of MuppetVision 3D marks the end of an era, not just for Muppet fans, but for those who grew up with Jim Henson's unique brand of creativity. It's one of the few attractions left that still features his original vision and his actual voice.
I apologize for a slight technical difficulty. I do wish to assure you that no one's been hurt and there's been only very slight damage to the theater. Thank you very much for coming to see this demonstration of Muppet Vision technology. So enjoy the rest of your stay and please come see us again.
And while it may be closing at Hollywood Studios, the legacy of Muppet Vision 3D will live on in the hearts of fans like us. So here's to the jokes that landed, the ones that didn't, and the pies that hit Fozzie right in the face. As Muppet Vision 3D takes its final bow on June 7th, 2025, you might be wondering, how long will the Muppets be missing from Walt Disney World? Thankfully, not long. Disney has already announced that the Muppets will be taking over Rock and Roller Coaster on Sunset Boulevard, replacing the Aerosmith theme with a brand new storyline where Kermit, Miss Piggy, and the gang team up with music's biggest stars for a rockin' festival.
While we don't have an exact closing date for the current version of the Rock and Roller Coaster, Disney has said the Muppets are soon headed to their new home, suggesting the switchover will happen fairly quickly. The ride layout and physical sets are expected to stay mostly the same, with changes likely focused on pre-shows, props, and music.
So while it's the end of a beloved era, the Muppets aren't going far. And if Disney moves fast, we might be rocking out with them again sooner than we think.
As we get ready to say goodbye to Muppet Vision 3D, it's hard not to get a little emotional. For so many of us, this show wasn't just another attraction, it was a piece of childhood, a reminder of Jim Henson's legacy, and a rare corner of the parks. But even though this chapter is closing, it's comforting to know the Muppets will still have a place in Hollywood studios, bringing their signature silliness to a whole new generation aboard the Rock and Roller Coaster.
So as we look ahead to what's next, we'd love to hear from you. What's your favorite Muppet memory at Walt Disney World? Let's share some nostalgia in the comments. Please be sure to like this one if you're a Muppet fan as well. Subscribe if you are new. We are so glad you are here with us to share in all the nostalgia together. And until next time, but there's one more thing.
And I guess I'll make a wish, but I can't say what my wish is, right? Or else it won't come true. So, make a wish.
I bet you wished for Muppet Vision 3D not to go away, but that's not going to come true.
I can't say what it was.
Okay,
so.
You don't have to. Here goes. I wish I didn't have to do that for the last time.